Lost in the constant coronavirus news is the fate of two Canadians being detained in China. Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor were taken into custody shortly after Canada arrested Huawei executive Meng Wanzhou at the request of the United States. She's still under house arrest in Vancouver, and the two Michaels are still in limbo in a Chinese jail. The Prime Minister was asked about it today.
We have seen Chinese officials linking those two cases from the very beginning. Canada has an independent judicial system. China doesn't work quite the same way and don't seem to understand that we do have an independent judiciary from political intervention. We will continue to follow and uphold the independence of our judicial system while we advocate for the release of the two Michaels who have been arbitrarily detained by China in retaliation for a judicial system that is independent in the way it functions.
Our Ottawa Bureau Chief Mercedes Stephenson joins me now. Mercedes, what did you make of the Prime Minister's answer?
Donna, I found it to be unusually direct. I mean, for the first part of the pandemic, he didn't even mention China. And publicly criticizing China is difficult for the government because they are very much worried about the well-being of Michael Spavor and Michael Kovrig. But he came right out today and said that from the beginning, the Chinese have been linking these two things. That's not something that they had done in public. The Chinese government had claimed that Spavor and Kovrig were spies. Canadian officials had said that they were being held arbitrarily. Everybody knew that this was linked to Huawei and to the arrest of Meng Wanzhou here in Canada on that warrant for the United States, but it wasn't publicly something that politicians were talking about. So I thought that that was really interesting, and it came after the ambassador made a very direct link in our interview on the West Block. But the government here, while they're being very direct about what the situation is, still has to be very careful because Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor have their lives on the line. Now, I can tell you that Canada is still actively negotiating, trying to get them out with international partners, but there has been no consular access to those two men since January. When we asked the Chinese ambassador about that, this is what he had to say.
And for the two Canadian citizens, we are making sure that they receive, all those treatment, in accordance with law. So that's why during this outbreak, we have provided better food for them.
Donna, there has not been so much as a phone call or video call for Canada to be able to check on the well-being. The ambassador there saying that their diet has improved, which leaves one to wonder what they were eating in the first place. So Canadian officials are concerned about their well-being. And there's yet another step to come in this drama. On Wednesday, the Supreme Court of British Columbia will release one of their decisions on the Huawei extradition case. But that won't be where the story ends. There is still more before the courts and the possibility that Meng Wanzhou could appeal whatever the court decides. Donna?
All right, Mercedes Stephenson in Ottawa, thanks.